In 1949, authorities brought the remains of Private Felix Z. Longoria from the battlefields of the Philippines to his hometown of Three Rivers, Texas, to be buried. When locals refused to let the family hold a funeral in town because Longoria was of Mexican heritage and the cemetery was whites only, trouble followed. Dr. Hector Garcia got involved. His family had fled Mexico during the Revolution and settled in Mercedes, Texas. He'd become a doctor, and when war broke out, he joined up, serving with distinction in Europe. In Naples, he met and later married an Italian woman, Wanda Fusillo. After the war, he brought his bride home to Texas, settling in Corpus Christi. There he became active in a new civil rights organization, the League of United Latin American Citizens, or LULAC. He also became active in veterans organizations and formed the American GI Forum, or AGIF. With the help of Senator Lyndon Baines Johnson, Private Longoria received burial with full honors at Arlington National Cemetery and became the first Mexican American so honored. Other veterans shaped the state. Connecticut native George H.W. Bush moved to Texas after the war. Born to wealth and privilege, he had flown bombers off the deck of the USS San Jacinto during the War in the Pacific and returned to New England to restart his life. Texas, though, lured him down a different path. He moved his family to Odessa to see what he could make of himself in the oil business. Not only were pump jacks spreading across the state, World War II kick-started other industries in Texas. Its geography, climate, and political connections in Washington, as well as nearby sources of fuel, encouraged everything from factories to military bases to locate in the state. Incomes rose, but even with average families doubling their paychecks during the war years, Texas remained behind the national average. Even with this growth, Texas remained 12th in the U.S. in the value of its manufactured goods. Yet the most profound change in Texas continued to be the migration from farms to cities. More than 500,000 people made the move during the war. Then they stayed. By 1950, more Texans lived in towns than out on the farm, the first time in state history. There were other reasons people left the old home place to settle in Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, and San Antonio. The Bracero program eventually brought thousands of Mexican laborers into Texas. These migrant workers partially replaced the farm laborers who had left for town, factory, and oil patch. Then, the weather turned hot and dry. A drought that started in 1949 would continue for several years, driving even more people out of agriculture. Texas changed in other ways, too. There were new landmarks. The iconic San Jacinto Monument, finished just before the war, rose high above a coastal prairie that was quickly becoming covered by oil refineries and cargo yards on the Houston Ship Channel. Over in San Antonio, engineers had redesigned its namesake river to create the San Antonio River Walk. Just after the end of the war, Casa Rio opened as the first restaurant on the new attraction. It specialized in an emerging cuisine, Tex-Mex, a fusion of flavors from both sides of the Rio Grande. Texas became modern while keeping and remembering the flavor of its past.